Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the All About Favor show. I am your host, Pastor K. How y'all doing? How has y'all week been so far? Thank you, this person in particular, who wrote me this really long email about some strongholds that they have going on in their lives. I will give you more insight into that when I respond to your email, and I will include some other scriptures for you. Now, I'd like to end the week with this. We're 22 days into the designated new year, because I know some of you like, well, Pastor K, you know it really ain't the new year. The new year don't start until March or April. Okay, all right. The designated new year, I'd like to remind you of something very important. Sometimes you just have to leave it behind and move on from that place or from that person or from that situation, because it's not doing you any good and it's not helping you get to your destiny or even help you fulfill your purpose. What am I talking about today? Self-care. I want to end the week with talking about self-care. As I said, we're 22 days in this new month of January. Some of you have made resolutions, you've made vision boards, you've set goals for yourself, and some of you have already fallen off the wagon, I dare say. It's now time for you to focus on your self-care, and that includes prioritizing your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, your emotional health. See, you are the one capable and responsible for your self-care. You can't sit around and look for somebody else to take care of you. Nobody else is going to take care of your emotional health. They're not going to help you spiritually on your journey. There are things you need to be doing for yourself. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. We can't expect someone to do things for us that we clearly can do for ourselves, because we're capable of doing some things. Now, sometimes that involves distancing, putting distance between you and toxic situations. Who are in toxic situations? Certain people. And sometimes you got to put distance between yourself and that, because all of that toxicity is just going to be dumped off on you. You've got to focus on the lessons that you have learned throughout your life. You got to let go of what no longer serves you, and you got to move forward with your life. Again, I always like to give you a scripture reference. Philippians chapter 3, verses 13 and 14. And it says, forgetting those things which are behind me and looking towards what's ahead, I press towards the goal. In other words, what Paul is saying here, when he says forget, he's not meaning you have no memory or recollection of it. What he means by forgetting those things which are behind, what he is really saying is, I got to move past that because it's not helping me. I got to let go of some things from the past, and I've got to press. Pressing is something hard. That means you are applying pressure. You're applying force. Like, you're standing up and I got to press. I've got to push myself to this. You ever had to press your way to church? You ever had to press your way to work? It's not like I don't want to be there. It's just that physically and mentally, I'm just not there. So I got to press my way there. That's what this is saying in this scripture. Sometimes you got to press your way forward. Sometimes you got to press towards your goal. That's what I was saying earlier about you've made some resolutions and you've already defaulted or fallen off the wagon. Sometimes you have to set goals for yourself, and even though you fall off a little bit, you got to get yourself back up on it quickly as possible. You've got to keep pressing towards that goal. You can't give up on that goal. See, millionaires and billionaires, one thing they all have experienced, and that's failure. But they kept going. They kept pressing forward. They didn't just get stuck. One of the biggest issues with the household of faith is that we give up too easy. If this business venture fail and don't work out, you got somebody in your ear, supposed to be your prayer warrior partner, saying, well, I could have told you that wasn't going to work out. You need to just go get you a real job. Instead of saying, well, it's got to be another way around this. That didn't work out. Let's think about some other options. You got to press yourself. You can't give up because of what it looked like. You can't give up because this bank denied your mortgage. How many banks is there in credit unions? Let all of them deny you. Well, all it's doing is hitting my credit score. I know a God who's above credit scores. I know a God that you can walk in there with a 300 credit score and walk out with $1 million home, and you sitting there and the banker sitting there wondering how that happened. That's how that happened. I've seen people walk in car dealerships and go for one of the most expensive cars on the lot, knowing they ain't got no down payment, have no clue how they gonna make the monthly payment, have no idea what the APR rate gonna be, 18%, 24%. They know their credit score is not gonna get them a 5% or 0%. But they know a God that's above all of that. That's why he can do exceedingly, abundantly, and above all. So you've got to really walk this faith thing. You've got to walk by faith, and that's part of your self-care. I don't see that I'm being healed. I might not see it on the outside, but I feel it in my spirit that God is a healer. I know for myself that he will make a way when it seems like there's no way. See, part of your self-care is to be able to talk yourself into a situation of faith and praise and worship when you don't feel like it. See, part of your self-care deals with your mind. Once the devil gets your mind and get you depressed, get you despondent, get you frustrated, get you discouraged, he's got you. He ain't really got to work on you no more. He can go on to the next person because, yeah, I got her in the bed. She ain't going to get up. She depressed. She ain't put on no clothes in 2 weeks. She ain't done her hair, ain't got her makeup done. Yeah, I got her. Let me move on down the road here. You got to understand and realize the attacks of the devil when he come, and it affects your self-care. Part of your problem, some of you, has nothing to do with diabetes. Diabetes ain't bad. Oh, you can't eat all of that sugar and them sweets. You know you'll get sugar. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Your pancreas is out of whack. But if you diet and exercise and do certain other things that'll release yourself of some of that stress, watch how your pancreas and your A1C come into alignment. Didn't nobody receive that, did you? Do you know how many people were insulin dependent last year? Ended the month of December, walked in their doctor's appointment, A1C is in alignment, and the doctor either reduced or discontinued their insulin. Don't tell me what the Most High can't do. Some of the things that we are not doing for ourselves that involves our self-care, make it your business to change that this year. Self-care is the best care. Forget some of the things that's behind. Move on from that and press, reach forward, because you got other things to do. Hurts, disappointments, you about to step into something new. You about to get some new stuff. God has some new blessings, some new healings for you. Press forward, declutter your life. Get yourself focused. You will have an awesome, awesome year if you take care of yourself. Y'all have an awesome weekend. And I'll see you back on Monday. Don't forget, like the video, comment, share it with other people. Email me, please. If you have not followed me and subscribed, please do so. It's free, y'all. And hit the notification bell. I'll see you. Have an awesome weekend. You know what? Do something special for yourself. Give yourself a big hug. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, oh, God, you made a masterpiece when you made me. You created me in your image, and I am so worth it. I'm going to love on me. See you Monday.